If I'm looking here correctly,
It appears to be out of date.
that's what I'm trying to see here. This
Yeah.
appears to be entirely out of date.
I need it because grants are expiring.
So the purpose, I'm just going to read the purpose statement here real quick for transparency. The purpose of 410.1 is to comply with Families First Coronavirus Response Act and to assist employees affected by the COVID-19 outbreak with job protection leave and pay where applicable. This policy will be in effect from April 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2021. Our existing FMLA policy still applies and all other FMLA qualifying reasons for leave outside of this policy. So my understanding is that this policy had an end date on it of June 30th, 2021. Is there a motion to send this forward?
I have a clarifying question.
Yes.
Because it is expired, is it just done, or do we need to make a motion to rescind it? Because I don't, given that it's no longer in existence, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to make a motion to approve the policy, because I don't see a need for it.
Mm-hmm. So I think first we have to, I'm going to ask for a third time if there's a motion to send it forward.
Okay.
All right? So following Robert's rules, is there a motion to send it forward? Okay, so hearing none, does anybody else want to make a motion on 410.1?
I would make a motion to rescind this policy due to it being out of date.
Okay, so there's been a motion made to rescind 410.1 due to it being out of date.
I second the motion.
Okay, so there's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that? Any discussion? Any discussion? All right, all in favor of rescinding policy 410.1, FMLA leave and expansion and emergency paid sick leave policy, coronavirus, due to it being out of date, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so that policy will be sent to the board to be rescinded then.
Yeah.
Okay, that takes us to 413-A. Is there a motion to approve sending 413-A harassment and violence parent and coaches policy to the school board?
So move.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right. The motion to approve sending 413-A harassment and violence parent and coaches policy to the school board was made by Nick, correct? And seconded by Wendy. Any discussion? I do want to note this is a Faribault Public Schools policy. This is not an MSBA policy, okay? So you'll notice that when you look back. Actually, there are some legal references in here. But it's not an MSBA policy, okay? Any discussion? Any discussion? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Is there a motion to approve sending policy 421, gift to employees and school board members to the school board?
So moved.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, Natalie, all right. So the motion to approve sending policy 421 to the school board was made by Cassie and seconded by Natalie. Any discussion? So this just, if you're looking at it, it's talking about teachers may accept publishers' free samples of textbooks and related teaching materials. All right. It is still, I believe, under the no gifts are allowed to anyone that goes over a $5 resale limit. So I always want to be clear when we're talking about gifts, it cannot exceed $5 in value. So any other discussion? Any other discussion? All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Is there a motion to to approve sending policy 430, transitional return to work, to the school board?
So moved.
Is there a second? Okay, thank you. So the motion to approve sending policy 430 to the school board was made by Ryan and seconded by Cassie. Any discussion? Once again, this is an ISD 656 policy. It is not an MSBA policy. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Is there a motion to send policy 431, teacher code of ethics, to the school board?
So moved.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, so the motion to approve sending policy 431 was made by Nick and seconded by Ryan. Is there any discussion? Once again, this is a Faribault Public Schools ISD 656 policy. This is not an MSBA policy.
Is it updated with the current teacher code of ethics and administrator code of ethics out from Education Minnesota?
The administrative code of ethics hasn't changed since 2002, I believe. That's the one that we just went through at the last policy committee meeting. I believe that was adopted and it was created in 96-ish and it hasn't been changed since 02, maybe 04. The teacher one, I don't believe has changed. So we can double check that. The date of adoption on this was 2010.
Yes.
So that's something we can look at, but I don't believe that has changed. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Is there a motion to approve sending policy 510, school activities, to the school board?
I'll make a motion.
All right, thank you, Nick. Is there a second? All right. The motion to approve sending policy 510 to the school board was made by Nick and seconded by Cassie. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
oops, is my, for 510. I do have, I think, some concerns, but I think we need to address it at the school board, so that's the only thing I'll say, but I think we should take it to the school board, so, thank you.
So
Can I just ask what your concerns?
My concern is that the students who participate in the Minnesota State High School League, they have to abide by the league rules. I think it would be, I just don't want that to violate their religious rights if it comes down to that, so, but I think this needs to be addressed at the school board level. So, but I think it should go forward.
okay.
I just want to mention
So is your plan to bring an amendment to it at the board level?
that. Yes.
Okay. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Is there a motion to approve sending policy 511, which is student fundraising, to the school board?
So moved.
Is that Natalie? Thank you. So I'm trying to read through some of this. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, thank
I'm
you. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? All right, motion passes. Is there a motion to approve sending policy 512, school-sponsored student publications and activities, to the school board?
So move.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. So the policy 512, a motion to approve sending policy 512 to the school board was made by Nick and seconded by Natalie. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Motion passes. Our last one for today, is there a motion to approve sending policy 518, DNR or DNI orders, to the school board?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, so the motion to approve sending policy 518 to the school board was made by Wendy and seconded by Ryan. Is there any discussion? Just want to be clear that this policy states that the district will not honor DNR requests.
Correct.
Okay, I just want to be clear about that, so, or DNI, okay? So, sometimes people are confused by that. Our policy states we will not honor DNR or DNI requests, okay?
Is that just students, or could it be students and staff?
Students.
Okay.
It is for students,
So not for staff?
not for staff.
It's under-
In serving students with complex health needs.
Okay.
So do we have a similar policy that reflects for staff?
I do not believe we have a similar policy that reflects for staff, because that is then more of an age of consent decision.
Okay.
So if Natalie were to have a DNR being over the age of 18, I think we would be forced as her employer to honor that.
We do have adult students, though, as well.
We have adult students, but my understanding is while they are still students, they still fall under this policy. Okay?
Yep.
Any other discussion? It's good discussion. It's difficult when we're talking, we're literally talking about life and death here, so.
Yes.
Especially in Minnesota right now.
Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. All right, this concludes the review of policies. There are no policy revisions to review at this meeting. The next policy committee meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, May 7th, 2024 at 3:45 here on YouTube and in this room. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So move.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? All right, we're adjourned.